Your personal philosophy shapes your destiny. The life you live is the direct reflection of the philosophy you embrace. Small daily choices, habits, and attitudes compound over time to create either a life of limitation or a life of extraordinary achievement. Understanding that your mindset precedes your results is the first transformative lesson. The truth is, most people spend their lives reacting to circumstances instead of intentionally crafting their thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes. When you take control of your personal philosophy, you unlock the power to influence every area of your life, from relationships to finances to health, and you begin to live proactively rather than passively in a world full of distractions, challenges, and opportunities. Success is built on consistency, not intensity. Many chase big wins, thinking that a single breakthrough will define their life. The reality is that lasting success is rarely the result of isolated brilliance. It is the outcome of small, disciplined actions repeated day after day. By committing to consistency, even in the smallest areas, you create a foundation that compounds exponentially. Discipline, patience, and follow through are not glamorous, but they are the secret forces behind every extraordinary life. This lesson teaches that there is no shortcut around effort and perseverance, and understanding that fact transforms frustration into focus, fear into momentum, and ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Invest in yourself and your growth. The most profitable investment you can make is in your own mind, skills, and character. People spend millions trying to secure material wealth, yet they often neglect the one asset that guarantees long-term success: themselves. Reading, learning, building new skills, and seeking mentorship are not optional, they are essential. When you consistently invest in your personal growth, opportunities begin to multiply. Doors that were once invisible appear. Confidence replaces doubt. And as you grow, your ability to contribute, inspire, and lead others grows exponentially too, creating a ripple effect that changes not only your life but the lives of everyone around you. Think about the people you admire most in life, the ones who seem to have it all together, who achieve what most people only dream about, and who handle challenges with grace and resilience. Have you ever wondered why they are different? The answer is often hidden in something subtle but incredibly powerful: their personal philosophy. Your philosophy, the way you view the world, the beliefs you hold about yourself and others, the values you live by, and the mindset you carry every single day. This is what shapes the trajectory of your life. It is not talent, luck, or even opportunity that defines who you become. It is the philosophy you embrace, the mental blueprint you follow, the internal script that guides your thoughts, actions, and decisions. Most people underestimate this truth. They go through life reacting to circumstances, waiting for life to happen to them, thinking that success is something external that will one day knock on their door. But in reality, success is internal first. Your inner world must be crafted intentionally before the outer world reflects it. Imagine two people facing the exact same challenge. One sees it as a threat, a barrier that proves they are not enough, and responds with fear, avoidance, or resignation. The other sees it as an opportunity, a chance to learn, grow, and stretch beyond what they thought possible. Their results will be drastically different, not because of talent or external conditions, but because their personal philosophy dictates how they perceive and respond to life. Your philosophy acts like a lens. It filters every experience, every interaction, and every opportunity. When your lens is narrow, cloudy, or negative, the world appears limited, full of obstacles, and life feels heavy. When your lens is clear, expansive, and positive, possibilities multiply, challenges become stepping stones, and you feel a sense of empowerment that drives action and achievement. This lesson is transformative because it shifts the focus from blaming circumstances to taking full responsibility. Many people blame the economy, their upbringing, or other external factors for their failures, never realizing that the same circumstances that crush one person can inspire greatness in another. Why? Because their personal philosophy is different. One person sees a setback as a dead end, while the other sees a lesson and a chance to pivot, to adapt, to become stronger. It is not about ignoring reality or pretending life is perfect. It is about choosing how you interpret reality, choosing your mindset, and choosing how to act within that framework. The power of philosophy extends into every area of your life. In your career, it dictates whether you see obstacles as threats to avoid or challenges to conquer. In your relationships, it determines whether you focus on criticism and fault or empathy and growth. In your health, it decides whether you take care of your body with consistency or neglect it for temporary comfort. In your finances, it influences whether you view money as a tool for freedom or as an endless source of stress. When you understand that your philosophy governs these choices, you realize that life is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. And this realization changes everything. Developing a powerful personal philosophy does not require complicated strategies. It starts with self-awareness, noticing the thoughts and beliefs that dominate your mind. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they helping you grow or keeping you stuck? Then it requires intentionality. You must consciously choose the principles, habits, and attitudes you want to guide your life. Reading, listening to mentors, reflecting on your experiences, and learning from the successes and failures of others are all ways to expand your philosophy. Once you begin to internalize these lessons and live them daily, your actions begin to align with your values, and the results you desire start manifesting naturally. Most people miss this lesson because it is subtle and invisible at first. You cannot measure it with a scale, a bank account, or a performance metric. Yet, it is far more powerful than any external factor because it is the root of all decisions, behaviors, and outcomes. Jim Rohn famously said, "You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight." That direction comes from your personal philosophy. It is the compass that guides your choices, the invisible hand that shapes your future, and the silent force that determines whether you settle for mediocrity or rise to greatness. Understanding this principle can ignite a profound shift in how you live. You begin to take ownership of your thoughts, realizing that they are not just fleeting mental chatter. They are seeds that grow into habits, results, and ultimately your destiny. You start observing the patterns of your life, seeing where your current philosophy has led you, and deciding consciously whether to continue on that path or cultivate a new way of thinking. This is where transformation begins. Change your philosophy and you change your life. It does not matter where you start, what you have, or what obstacles you face. What matters is the clarity, strength, and alignment of the philosophy you live by every day, many people chase the illusion of overnight success. They imagine that life-changing results come from a single stroke of genius, a lucky break, or an extraordinary act of intensity. They believe that if they just work harder than anyone else for a short period, everything will suddenly fall into place. The reality, however, is starkly different. Lasting success is rarely a sudden event. It is the product of consistent, deliberate action carried out over time, a rhythm that compounds quietly until it transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. This principle separates those who dream from those who achieve. The secret is simple, yet so few embrace it fully. Small, disciplined actions repeated consistently, even when motivation fades, produce results far beyond what sporadic bursts of intensity ever could. Imagine planting a tree. You do not expect it to bear fruit in a single day or even a single season. You water it consistently, nurture it, protect it from harsh elements, and allow it to grow over time. Eventually, the tree matures and produces fruit, offering nourishment for years to come. Success in life works in precisely the same way. It is not the moments of frantic effort that define your trajectory, but the quiet, steady choices you make every day. Writing 1 page a day builds a book over months. Saving a small portion of your income consistently accumulates wealth over years. Practicing a skill for 20 minutes each day leads to mastery in a fraction of the time people imagine. The magic lies in consistency, in showing up when it is inconvenient, when it is boring, and when no one is watching. That is when character, skill, and results are forged. Most people fail to grasp this lesson because consistency is invisible at first. The rewards are not immediate. Human nature craves instant gratification, so when results do not appear quickly, people grow frustrated, discouraged, and eventually give up. They believe that either they are not capable or that the system is unfair, never realizing that success is the accumulation of repeated, often unglamorous, actions. The truth is that the universe rewards those who persist steadily, who honor the process, and who treat each day as a building block toward a greater vision. There is no shortcut, no dramatic leap that replaces the daily discipline required to shape your destiny. This lesson is especially important in a world obsessed with intensity. Social media glorifies big reveals, viral achievements, and sudden transformations, creating the illusion that dramatic actions lead to lasting success. But those who have achieved greatness, the ones who inspire awe and respect, understand that their accomplishments are rarely the result of a single, intense effort. They are the outcome of thousands of consistent actions performed over years, often quietly, with dedication and patience. Their intensity shows up in focus, commitment, and persistence, but it is consistency that is the engine driving their progress. Recognizing this distinction is a game changer because it frees you from the unrealistic expectation that every effort must be monumental to matter. Small steps, repeated daily, are more powerful than grand gestures performed sporadically. Consistency also cultivates resilience and discipline. When you commit to showing up each day, even when it is uncomfortable or inconvenient, you strengthen your ability to endure challenges. You learn to navigate setbacks without losing momentum because your identity is no longer tied to fleeting motivation. You begin to see yourself as someone who perseveres, someone who follows through, someone whose word to themselves matters more than external validation. Over time, this self-trust becomes a cornerstone of success. People are drawn to those who are reliable, persistent, and capable of following through, and opportunities naturally align with those who demonstrate consistent effort. Another overlooked aspect of this principle is that consistency compounds over time. The actions you take today may seem insignificant, but when repeated day after day, they create exponential results. A single habit of reading for 20 minutes each day expands your knowledge far beyond what most people achieve in years of sporadic effort. Regular exercise, consistent networking, incremental skill development, and steady financial management all operate under the same principle. Like interest in a bank account, the effects of consistent effort accumulate silently until they reach a tipping point where progress becomes visible, momentum builds, and success accelerates. Finally, consistency is deeply liberating. It removes the pressure to perform perfectly in every moment because it emphasizes the long-term rhythm over short-term brilliance. It allows you to embrace progress over perfection, to focus on showing up rather than being flawless, and to trust the process even when results are not immediately apparent. When you internalize this lesson, fear and procrastination lose their grip. You become someone who acts, persists, and grows steadily, knowing that success is not a distant dream reserved for the lucky, but a reality built one small action at a time. The most valuable asset you will ever own is not your car, your house, or your bank account. It is yourself, your mind, your skills, your character, your ability to think, learn, and adapt. These are the true engines of success, the foundation upon which every achievement in life is built. Yet, most people treat themselves as disposable, spending endless hours and resources trying to acquire material wealth while neglecting the one investment that guarantees long-term returns, their own personal growth. Jim Rohn often said, "Formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune." This statement is more than clever wording. It is a fundamental truth about the nature of success. When you consistently invest in yourself, your potential expands, doors open that were invisible before, and you gain the tools to navigate life with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Investing in yourself begins with knowledge. Every book you read, every lesson you learn, every insight you gain is a deposit into the bank of your mind. Knowledge empowers you to make better decisions, to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and to approach challenges with solutions instead of fear. Reading widely, learning from mentors, attending seminars, and seeking experiences that stretch your thinking all build mental muscles that money cannot buy. The investment does not need to be expensive or glamorous. A single hour spent studying the strategies of great thinkers, innovators, and leaders compounds over time into wisdom that transforms your approach to life, work, and relationships. People often underestimate how much impact one well-chosen habit, pursued consistently, can have over months and years. Beyond knowledge, investing in yourself requires skill development. Skills are the currency of influence and opportunity in the modern world. The more competent and versatile you become, the more valuable you are in any context. Developing a skill is not a one-time event, but a process of deliberate practice, reflection, and refinement. Consider the people who excel in their fields: musicians, athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders. Their success is rarely a result of raw talent alone. It comes from countless hours of practice, learning from mistakes, and continually sharpening their abilities. When you commit to cultivating skills that align with your passions and goals, you create leverage. The more capable you become, the more doors open, the more confidence you exude, and the greater impact you can have on the world. Investing in yourself is also about building character. Knowledge and skills are powerful, but without integrity, discipline, and resilience, they are incomplete. Character shapes how you respond to adversity, how you treat others, and how you navigate ethical dilemmas. It determines whether success is fleeting or enduring. By consciously cultivating qualities like patience, honesty, empathy, and perseverance, you strengthen the core of who you are, ensuring that the success you achieve is not only sustainable but meaningful. People naturally gravitate toward those with strong character, offering support, opportunities, and trust that accelerates personal and professional growth. Your reputation becomes a compounding asset, just like your skills and knowledge. One of the most overlooked aspects of investing in yourself is the concept of mindset. Your beliefs, attitudes, and self-perception define the range of possibilities you can access. When you invest in personal growth, you expand your mindset, shifting from scarcity to abundance, from fear to courage, from complacency to curiosity. You start to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn and grow. You embrace failure as a teacher, criticism as a guide, and uncertainty as a space for innovation. This mental expansion creates freedom. It allows you to pursue goals that once seemed impossible, take risks that yield extraordinary rewards, and approach life with confidence and purpose. Investing in yourself also creates a ripple effect in every aspect of life. As you grow, you become better equipped to contribute value to others, inspire those around you, and lead by example. Your relationships improve because you bring wisdom, empathy, and confidence into your interactions. Your career accelerates because you offer solutions, ideas, and competence that others cannot replicate. Your financial situation improves because you understand leverage, strategy, and opportunity in ways that those who neglect personal growth never do. In essence, the return on investment is exponential. Every effort you put into yourself multiplies across every area of life, shaping not just your destiny, but the impact you have on the world. The path of investing in yourself requires discipline and intentionality. It is not passive or accidental. You must carve out time to read, study, practice, reflect, and experiment. You must seek mentors and communities that elevate you, challenge your thinking, and hold you accountable. You must embrace discomfort because growth rarely happens in your comfort zone. Every hour spent learning, every skill mastered, every mindset shifted is a seed planted in your future. Over time, these seeds grow into opportunities, achievements, and fulfillment that no external force could have provided on its own. Ultimately, investing in yourself is an act of self-respect and self-belief. It signals to yourself and the world that you are worthy of growth, capable of excellence, and determined to create a life of purpose and abundance. It is not about arrogance or selfishness. It is about preparing yourself to contribute, lead, and thrive in a way that benefits everyone around you. Every successful person you admire, every story of transformation and achievement began with the same principle. They invested in themselves relentlessly, consistently, and wisely. When you commit to this lesson, You unlock not just opportunity and wealth, but freedom, confidence, and the power to shape your life according to your highest vision. So, after exploring these lessons, let me ask you this. What kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to drift along, letting circumstances decide your path, or do you want to take the wheel and steer your life toward purpose, fulfillment, and success? You see, the lessons I've shared aren't just abstract ideas. They are tools, keys, and compasses for a life that can be extraordinary. But here's the catch: knowing them is not enough. Action is where transformation happens. You cannot simply nod along, agree, or feel inspired for a moment and expect life to change. Transformation begins when you decide, I am going to take responsibility. I am going to act. I am going to show up consistently, invest in myself, and craft my philosophy deliberately. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at a life that is waiting for you, a life of achievement, joy, and freedom. You can either step back and stay safe on the ledge, letting fear dictate your path, or you can leap forward with faith, knowing that each step, each decision, each moment of disciplined action carries you closer to your destiny. That leap is the decision to apply these lessons. That leap is saying, I refuse to be ordinary. I refuse to settle for mediocrity. I am going to take control of my thoughts, my actions, and my growth. And let me tell you something, once you take that leap, you'll discover something remarkable. The world starts to respond to your courage. Opportunities you never saw begin to appear. People start to believe in you because you believe in yourself first. Think about your personal philosophy. It's easy to say, I'll think positively, or I'll work hard. But real transformation comes when philosophy becomes action. Every decision, every habit, every response to life is shaped by what you truly believe. Ask yourself today, do I have a philosophy that empowers me or one that holds me back? And if it doesn't serve me, am I willing to change it, to sculpt it deliberately like a master artist shaping a masterpiece? Because the truth is, your philosophy is your destiny in disguise. Change your philosophy, change your life. You have the power to see challenges as opportunities, to see failure as feedback, and to see yourself as capable of far more than you ever imagined. Now consider consistency. So many people wait for motivation to strike like lightning, believing that without a surge of energy or inspiration, they cannot act. But consistency is not glamorous. It's not exciting. It doesn't demand applause. Yet it is the engine behind every extraordinary life. Imagine showing up day after day, investing effort in small, meaningful actions, a few minutes today, a few more tomorrow, and in a few months, you look back and realize how far you've come. The results may not be immediate, but they are inevitable. That is the magic of consistency. So ask yourself, what small action can I commit to today, and then repeat tomorrow, and the day after, no matter what? Because these small steps, compounded over time, are what separate the dreamers from the achievers. And then there's the lesson of investing in yourself. So many chase external validation, external rewards, money, or recognition, thinking that happiness and success come from the outside. But the most valuable investment is internal. Your mind, your skills, your character, they are the assets that yield infinite returns. Imagine dedicating yourself to growth every single day, even when no one is watching, even when it's inconvenient, even when it seems slow. Imagine reading, learning, practicing, and reflecting consistently. Imagine becoming a person who can adapt, contribute, and lead in any situation. When you invest in yourself, you are telling the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you are worthy of greatness. You are becoming the person who is capable of achieving dreams that most people only whisper about in secret. So today, I challenge you, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Today, make the decision to take control. Shape your philosophy, commit to consistency, invest relentlessly in yourself, step into discomfort, embrace failure as feedback, and act as if the life you want depends on your efforts, because it does. Your future is not a lottery. It is a result of the actions you take, the mindset you cultivate, and the growth you pursue. Every choice matters, every moment matters, every thought matters. Ask yourself, what story do I want to tell about my life? Do I want to be the person who waited for luck, or the person who created their own opportunities? Who do I want to be in the next year, in 5 years, in 10 years? Your answer to these questions is more important than any external circumstance because it will determine how you act, who you become, and what results you create. And here's the truth, you are capable of far more than you realize. The person you want to become is already within you, waiting for you to nurture, challenge, and unleash them. Remember, it all starts with one step, one decision, one commitment. Show up for yourself. Act with purpose. Invest in your mind, your skills, and your character. Trust the process, even when it feels slow. Stay consistent, even when it is hard. And above all, believe in the extraordinary potential within you. This is not a motivational speech to listen to and forget. This is a call to action, a call to transform your philosophy, your habits, and your investment in yourself into a life of wealth, fulfillment, and joy. Today, you can start the journey that will define your life. Today, you can choose to become the person who takes responsibility, who shows up consistently, who grows relentlessly, and who lives a life of purpose and achievement. You can decide to step into your potential and never look back. The question is, will you take that step, or will you let another day pass without living the lessons that could change your life forever?